Yo, what's going on guys? AlakaAlpha here and bringing you my week 1 battle video versus the Helsinki Hydreigons, the champions of last season and coached by Elias aka Vepsis, my good friend and buddy. This match was really exciting for me because it's obviously the first match of the season and facing Elias is always very threatening. I have faced him once before in Draft League and it didn't end very well for me, so I'm very eager to get my revenge on him and get a win over him. That would be really fucking nice. So looking at the team, he brought quite a different team I expected him to bring. I did prep for all 11, so it's not a big issue, but it's just something to point out. He brought more offense than defense, and I feel like I should be able to handle it, but I have to watch out obviously because his offense hits very fucking hard. Looking at matchup leads, I obviously want to lead off with my Thunderous because I would assume he leads with his Bronzong to pressure me with rocks, or the Megalopony and get up his Mega Evolution so I could paralyze that one. He could also lead off with Zapdos to get initiative, or the Kyurem Black to immediately get a huge fucking hit off of me. So let's go straight to the battle. So you see in turn 1 he leads off with his Zapdos as I lead off with my Thunderous, and looking at the team matchup, I know I want to Toxic this mon, I want to whittle this mon down because it's probably the hardest one to take down for me. And once Zapdos is gone, Lucario can kinda sweep to his team. It's the only resist for fighting on his side, so that's probably nice. I can one-shot most of his team, or two-shot most of his team. And if this thing gets whittled down, I will be in a very good shape. So I go for the Toxic as he switches out, predicting my Volt Switch to get initiative. He switches in his Zanzibar, the Donphan, and Toxicing this thing is also very nice because, to be honest, Donphan is also very hard to take down. I predict him to go for the Ice Shard, but I have my Yachi Berry, so I will be able to take that hit very well. And I want to go for the knockoff to probably knocking off his Assault Vest. And the Donphan without an Assault Vest is much easier to take care of. But you'll see, he does something else. He knocks off, trying to predict my switch out because of the obvious Ice Shard. He gets a critical hit, doesn't really matter that much. And right now he is getting whittled by the Toxic and he has lost his Assault Vest, so that's very good for me. This turn I honestly predicted him to go for a knockoff again, but it was not worth to predict it because Thunderous can't really hit the Zanzibar, so I decided to switch out in my Alomomola, may go still for the Ice Shard, and if he knocks me off that doesn't really matter because Alomomola, however, it walls the Megalopony and hits it with the Rocky Helmet damage. I have also Weezing for the Megalopony, and the Florges kinda plus Lucario forces it out, so I feel comfortable switching in Alomomola on this fucker. And you'll see, he does end up going for the knockoff and gets whittled by the Rocky Helmet and Toxic even more. That's very nice. The Donphan is very low right now. The next turn, he probably predicts me to go for a Scald or something, so he went in his Suicune. And I just go for the Wish to gain initiative in every mon I switch because my team is very bulky, it could live a hit and recover up with Alamomola's Wish. So right now I go for the Wish here, and I want to get a switch into Goodra because Goodra can take any hit he wants to throw at me and force it out kinda. But he roars me. He predicted me to switch into Thunderous and gain my HP back, but that's not the case. Lucario is forced out and I do not want to face this Suicune right now because it's still unknown what set he runs. He could run fully bulky and I won't be able to two-shot it. So I make the safe switch and go back into my Alomomola or Thunderous, I don't know right now, into Thunderous to pressure it out if he sets up Calm Minds on me. He just calls, I live it, I go for the Volt switch because I want to threaten it out and gain initiative. He predicts that very nicely, goes into his Donphan, be immune, but it doesn't really matter. He gets whittled by the Toxic this turn and he's slowly getting rid of his Donphan. He could go for the Ice Shard, so I switch obviously in my Alamomola to take care of that. He predicts that to me switching out and goes for the knockoff, hoping to knock off an item of mine, but Alamomola already lost his item, so that doesn't really matter. Right now I can finish it off, but he probably predicts it and switches out. But I still want to go for my wish and gain initiative on the switch in I want to make next turn, because that wish recovery is very nice on this team. I really like it so far. Yeah, and as you see, he does switch. He switched into his Zapdos, really pressuring my Alamomola, and I know I want to get rid of this thing. I don't know what he wants to do, so I scout. I go for protect because I could mirror coat this back. I prepped for this situation, but right now I don't know his set, if he is the specs or if he has Thunder or I don't know, more offensive invested. I cannot live it. I can live on modest Expert Belt Thunderbolt, but if he has Thunder or if he has specs, I can't live it, so I want to be at full health. I protect, as you see, and he just goes for the U-turn. He has the U-turn because I have a ground type, and that ground type is very weak to bug, so that's probably why he has U-turn. Good planning on his part. And right now I know Elias. I scouted him and I really felt confident he was going just for the attack, whittling down Alamomola, because you see Alamomola kinda hinders his team to he can't really break it right now because Alamomola is just a really fucking fat fish. Suicune can't beat it right now. Donphan is very whittled, as you see, so he probably wants to attack me. So I predict that and go for the Mirror Coat, hoping to get rid of this Zapdos, and as you see, he does end up doing this, and I Mirror Coat this fucker right out. Alamomola picking up the first kill of the season for me. Really happy, great turn for me, and he is lost 1-1, so I'm up 6-5. He switches in Kyurem Black. That's obviously an most threatening wall breaker in the entire game with the most attack stat in the entire meta. So I on this, to be honest. Alamomola did his job. I could save Alamomola to pass wishes later on, but I do not feel like it's worth it. Donphan is pretty much already taken care of, and Suicune could set up on me, which I do not want, and he has Roar. So my Goodra cannot technically Dragon Tail it out because Suicune is there, so I wouldn't actually be able to Dragon Tail it out, which really sucks. So yeah, I feel like Alamomola has lost his fat wall Megalopony at this point anymore, so I just sack my Alamomola. It doesn't matter. I can bring in my Lucario and force him 100% because even if he is scarfed and outspeeds me, Fusion Bolt won't kill me, and I will obviously one-hit KO him unless he has a berry, but I do not think he runs a berry on Kyurem because Kyurem is either holding an expert belt or some kind of scarf or specs or band, something to really nuke a team with just best. So he wants to switch out. He switches out in his Suicune to scout for me if I am set up, so he can roar me out, but I am not. I just straight up go for the high jump kick, deal a fuck ton of damage. It's not a 2-hit KO, as you can see, so it was good switching out on me earlier and do not attack him. I need to get out here. I switch in my Goodra. Oh no, I switch in my Florges because Florges can 1v1 it with Calm Mind, I hope. He has the Roar, but I can take the hits very well, and he doesn't know I'm Calm Mind yet, so he won't go for it. Right now, if I hit this Suicune with a Moonblast, it is in range to get 2-hit KO'd by Lucario, and Lucario just, to be honest, sweeps his team, bar a Scarfed Kyurem, because everything gets 2-hit KO'd at that point, and Bronzong is the only one that also lives one hit and can't really do much to me back. So I feel I'm in a really good position right now, and I need to get damage on the Suicune, but he knows it obviously, so he's gonna pull that double into Bronzong to sponge the Moonblast and pressure me with rocks, and I predict that, and I pull double myself and switch into Goodra. So right now Goodra is in. Goodra wants to damage Bronzong, he obviously goes for rocks pressuring me, and I go for the super effective Fire Blast, but I see this does nothing, and that means his ability isn't Levitate, which I probably assumed he was. He is actually heat proof, really pressuring fire type moves because they do health damage to it, and that means he would live a lot more hits, but I'm kinda lucky I packed the EQ. It was not designed for Bronzong but for the Lantern, but it works out very well, so I can just EQ it next turn. He didn't know I had it, he scouted for it. You can see I EQ him, he cannot do really much back to me. He Toxics me, that's very good play on his part, because Goodra is very hard to take down on his side, because it kind of walls most of his shit and could kill it. He doesn't know what I am per set. He sacks his Donphan right here to get a free switch in the Lopunny or the Kyurem. I don't know what he's gonna switch in, but some kind of offensive mod to force Goodra out. I feel like yeah, Goodra gets grilled by the toxic damage, and he switches in Mega Lopunny. So I decide right here I can sack my Thundurus to the rocks, and if he goes for high jump kick, I don't know, there is no target left, so the mechanic is if Lopunny misses a high jump kick or high jump kick hits nothing, he gets half damage because of crash damage, because he misses. I don't know if the mechanic works like that, but I hoped it would. So I put that double into Thundurus, sacking it, giving me a free switch. As he actually makes a good play, he baton passes, which gives him initiative if I would have switched into Weezing, which he probably expected me to do. And I ended up getting the momentum still because I sacked my Mon, so I could send in a Mon after he switches in his initiative Mon, which was the Suicune. Well, right now Lucario doesn't kill it still, so I went into my Florges, just get off a heal bell so the Goodra isn't toxic no more. That would be the good play on my part. And if he damages me, I could still Synthesis up. If he doubles into Bronzong, which he does, I still can easily switch back on it. So he does switch into Bronzong, and right now I feel like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna Toxic me? Or is he going to damage the Florges? Because Florges is the only other thing that could Wish Pass and keep my Dragon Fairy Steel Core living because of passing wishes. But he doesn't know I packed the Synthesis yet. So he probably wants to go for an attack or a Toxic to kinda pressure me. As I predict that, and Lucario is a very nice switch in on this because I'm immune for Toxic, and I could easily eat up any offensive move he wants to throw at me, and he is not gonna Earthquake versus a Florges. I'm very confident in that, and he does. Instead of Gyro Ball, which I could live with my Florges, he packs the Heavy Slam. And the Heavy Slam is really interesting move because Bronzong is a Steel type and very heavy. It should have done a lot of damage, but because Lucario is Steel type as well, I resist the hit, and I'm not very light, so I could sponge this hit very well. And looking right now, EQ is a certain kill, but high jump kick, not quite sure. It's probably a roll, but it is in my favor, I believe, because Cog before of the EQ damage, he has like 0 investment in defense, so it is in my benefit to hit a hard hitting physical attack. So I just go for the high jump kick and hope for the best. And you'll see, do I kill it? Do I kill it? Yes, I kill the Bronzong. And to be honest, he has no switches anymore for Lucario. He can switch in the Suicune, but Suicune cannot do enough damage to me and I outspeed his entire team. I hand jump kick him. He scalds me. If he burns me, I'm kinda screwed, but it is in my favor, so I risk it, and he does not get the burn, luckily. So Lucario picking up the second kill, and picking up his second kill, and Suicune is down. He only has his offensive mons. I want to explain this play. I have not seen much from this Kyurem set. He obviously has fusion bolts, so I would assume he's physical, but he can be mixed as well, and I don't know if he is scarfed or not. He saved it pretty much in the back, so it would make sense if it is scarfed, and if it's scarfed it probably outspeeds my Lucario. So I decided to be safe and switch in my Weezing on this mon and see if it's scarfed or not. As I switch out, send in Weezing, see what he wants to do, and he does go for the earth power, completely destroying Weezing. But yeah, Weezing was kind of designed to die, so it doesn't really matter. Here I go into my Florges, because if he is scarfed, he is locked into the earth power, and Florges special defense is really crazy strong, so I could easily eat up 2 of those and kill the Kyurem. If he switches in Mega Lopunny, I almost kill it with Moonblast as well, so Moonblast was the right play to make right here. And he switches up moves, so this means he is not scarfed. Lucario outspeeds his entire team and one-shots it. This means I probably win the game, bar not missing a high jump kick, which I really hope I don't, because it would kinda suck if I miss. Yeah, I would lose the game still, so I can't be that happy yet. So yeah, let's go for it, Lucario. Kill it, kill it, kill it. And I kill it, so that's very nice. At this point he only has the Mega Lopunny. Please let me hit this hit. Let me kill the Lopunny and get my win over Elias. I would be so fucking stoked, and I do hit it. So yeah, that's it, guys. Amsterdam Alakazams are 1-0 up in the wins, 2-0 in differential, and we picked up our win versus probably the scariest opponent for me to face, Elias. I'm so fucking happy, and he was happy for me as well. Obviously he was kinda salty about the, not salty, but he regretted his Zapdos play, making Lucario able to sweep. But yeah, I'm very happy it turned out this way. Amsterdam's Alakazams, let's go baby. AlakaAlpha out.